Welcome to the Health Talks podcast. Today, we're joined by our co-hosts, Mr. David Jones and Ms. Jessica Brown. Our today's podcast topic is exploring the kidneys, your body's essential silent guardians.
All right, let's get ready to dive deep today.
Deep.
Yeah, we're taking a close look at something we all have, but, we probably don't think about enough. The human kidney.
It's true. The unsung hero, quietly working away, keeping us functioning.
Exactly. And we've got like a stack of research here, articles, studies, you name it. Our mission is to come out of this not only appreciating how incredible our kidneys are, but also, kind of knowing how to keep them happy.
I think you'll be surprised by what you learn.
Oh, good.
It's a lot more exciting than most people realize.
Well, I'm always up for being surprised.
Oh.
Okay, so first things first. We've got these two fist-sized organs just tucked away. You wouldn't think they'd be doing so much, right?
That's the thing about kidneys.
Well,
They're small but mighty.
Yeah.
Packed with millions of these microscopic filtering units called nephrons.
Whoa.
Each one is like its own little processing plant, just constantly cleaning and balancing our blood.
Okay, stop right there. That image of millions of tiny plants working away inside me.
Also, right?
That's blowing my mind. What exactly are they filtering out?
Right.
And how much are we even talking about?
So think about this. Your kidneys filter about 120 to 150 liters of blood.
What?
Every single day.
Every single day.
That's like filtering all the water in a bathtub multiple times over.
Really?
Yeah, and it's not just removing waste products, though that's a big part of it, but they're also regulating fluids, keeping your electrolytes in balance.
Wow.
Even controlling your blood pressure, even telling your body to make red blood cells.
Hold on. Red blood cells too. That's way more than I ever realized.
Yeah.
So are my kidneys like the ultimate multitaskers then?
Absolutely. You see, a lot of what the kidneys do is about maintaining balance, or what we call homeostasis.
Oh, yeah.
For example, like if you're dehydrated, your kidneys will concentrate your urine to conserve water.
Right.
But if you've had plenty to drink, they'll dilute it to get rid of the excess. So it's like they have a built-in sensor that knows exactly what your body needs at any given moment.
Wow, that's incredible. It's like a smart faucet that automatically adjusts the flow based on how much water you need. And they do the same thing with electrolytes like sodium and potassium, right? Those are like crucial for things like nerve function and muscle contractions. Imagine trying to run a marathon if your kidneys weren't there to keep those electrolytes in check.
Exactly. Without that balance,
Oh my gosh.
your muscles would cramp up, your heart wouldn't beat properly, it'd be a mess. And don't forget the acid-base balance. Kidneys are like the body's pH regulators.
Oh, right.
Making sure your blood isn't too acidic or too basic.
Huh.
So think of them as tiny chemists, carefully adjusting the chemical composition of your blood to keep everything running smoothly.
Okay, I'm getting the picture. My kidneys are doing way more than I ever gave them credit for. They're filtering, balancing, regulating, producing. It's mind-boggling. But as we know, sometimes even the best designed systems can experience problems. And when it comes to the kidneys, there's like a whole range of things that can go wrong.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's true. We have chronic conditions like chronic kidney disease, or CKD,
Right.
where the kidneys gradually lose their ability to filter waste. This is often linked to diabetes and high blood pressure, which can damage those tiny blood vessels in the kidneys.
So even if you don't think you have kidney problems, other health issues can have this ripple effect.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then there's acute kidney injury, or AKI, which is a sudden loss of kidney function.
Oh, wow.
This can happen for a number of reasons, like an infection injury or even certain medications. It's like the kidneys suddenly get thrown off balance and can't do their job properly.
Okay. So we've got these long-term issues and then these sudden emergencies.
Yeah.
Are there other ways things can go awry in the kidneys?
Oh, absolutely. We've got kidney stones.
Okay.
Yeah, those painful mineral deposits that can form and get stuck.
Okay.
Then there are urinary tract infections, or UTIs, which thankfully usually stay in the bladder but can sometimes spread to the kidneys, causing serious problems.
Yeah, I've heard those can be excruciating. And they're genetic conditions too, right? Like polycystic kidney disease, where cysts form in the kidneys and affect their function.
Right. And we can't forget about diabetic nephropathy, which is damage to the kidney's blood vessels caused by high blood sugar levels.
It's amazing how many ways things can go wrong. It really makes you realize how delicate these organs are.
And how important it is to take care of them.
Exactly. But before we get into how to keep our kidneys happy, let's talk about how doctors even figure out if something's wrong in the first place. I mean, are there like warning signs or tests they can run?
Of course. Doctors use a variety of tests to assess kidney health.
Okay.
Blood tests can check for levels of creatinine and PUN,
Mm-hmm.
which are waste products that build up when the kidneys aren't working efficiently. And a urinalysis can reveal clues about kidney function based on the composition of your urine.
So those routine blood and urine tests can actually tell us a lot about how our kidneys are doing.
They can, and there's a more specific test called the glomerular filtration rate, or GFR. Oh, right.
Which measures how well your kidneys are filtering waste from the blood.
Okay.
It's like a gauge that tells you how efficiently those tiny nephrons are working.
So if those tests raise any red flags, what happens next?
Well, depending on the suspected issue, doctors might use imaging tests like ultrasounds or CT scans to get a visual of the kidneys
Yeah.
and look for any abnormalities.
Right.
And in some cases, they might perform a biopsy to examine kidney tissue under a microscope.
It's incredible how much information they can get from these tests. It really highlights how important it is to have regular checkups and stay on top of our health.
Absolutely.
Early detection is key when it comes to kidney problems, right? The sooner you catch an issue, the better the chances of preventing further damage and preserving kidney function.
So we've learned about the amazing things our kidneys do, the various ways things can go wrong, and the tests doctors use to assess kidney health. But what about keeping them healthy in the first place?
Yeah.
What can we do to show our kidneys some love and potentially avoid those problems down the road?
That's a great question.
Yeah,
And the good news is there's a lot we can do to support our kidney health.
good.
It's all about making smart choices that reduce their workload and help them function optimally.
Okay, I'm ready to hear all about it.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the top tips for keeping those tiny filtering plants happy and humming along?
Well, first and foremost, hydration is key.
All right.
Think of it like giving your kidneys a nice, refreshing bath.
Mm-hmm.
Drinking plenty of water helps flush out waste products and prevent kidney stones from forming.
So we're talking about more than just the typical 8 glasses a day.
It depends on your individual needs and activity level, but generally, the more water you drink, the better it is for your kidneys. And remember, water is always the best choice. Sugary drinks and excessive caffeine can actually put a strain on your kidneys.
Good to know. So hydration's a big one. What else can we do?
Diet plays a crucial role as well.
Yeah.
Aim for a balanced diet that's low in sodium, sugar, and unhealthy fats.
Okay.
This not only protects your kidneys, but also helps prevent conditions like high blood pressure and diabetes,
Right.
which, as we discussed, can be major contributors to kidney disease.
So we're talking about loading up on those fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins.
Right.
The good stuff.
Exactly. Think of it as giving your kidneys a nutritious feast instead of weighing them down with processed foods and excess salt.
Right.
And while a little indulgence is fine,
Uh-huh.
remember that even those seemingly harmless treats, like spinach and chocolate, can contribute to kidney stone formation for some people.
Wow, that's interesting. So even seemingly healthy foods can be problematic for some people.
It's all about balance.
And what about medications? Are there any that can be harmful to the kidneys?
Yes, certain medications, especially over-the-counter pain relievers like NSAIDs,
Yeah.
can put a strain on your kidneys if taken too frequently or in high doses. It's always best to talk to your doctor about the safest options for pain management.
That's good advice. And I'm guessing exercise plays a role in kidney health too. I mean, it's good for pretty much everything else.
You got it. Regular exercise helps you maintain a healthy weight and blood pressure, both of which are crucial for protecting your kidneys.
Okay.
Aim for at least 30 minutes of moderate intensity exercise most days of the week.
Okay, so we've got hydration, diet, medication awareness, and exercise. Anything else we should be doing to keep those kidneys in tip-top shape?
While managing any existing health conditions like diabetes and high blood pressure is crucial,
Right.
keeping those under control can significantly reduce the risk of kidney damage.
So it's not just about making healthy choices, but also about staying proactive with our overall health care.
Exactly. And of course, avoiding smoking and limiting alcohol intake are always good ideas for overall health, including kidney health.
Makes sense. So it sounds like a healthy lifestyle is the best defense against kidney problems. But are there specific things we should be avoiding that could actually harm our kidneys? Like, are there any hidden kidney saboteurs lurking out there?
There are definitely some lifestyle factors that can be particularly damaging to kidney health. High salt intake is a major culprit,
Oh, yeah.
as it can lead to high blood pressure and put extra strain on those delicate filtering units.
So watching our sodium intake is key. That means being mindful of processed foods, takeout, and restaurant meals, right? Those are often loaded with hidden salt.
Exactly. And speaking of hidden culprits, high protein diets, especially those heavy in animal protein, can overwork your kidneys.
Oh, right.
While protein is essential, too much of it can create metabolic byproducts that the kidneys have to work harder to filter.
Interesting. So it's about finding that balance and not going overboard on protein. It's amazing how everything's connected. What about caffeine? I know some people swear off coffee for kidney health.
While a cup or two a day is probably fine for most people, excessive caffeine can temporarily raise blood pressure, which could potentially impact your kidneys over time.
Right.
It's all about moderation.
Got it. So moderation in all things seems to be the key takeaway here. And with all this talk about protecting our kidneys, it makes me wonder about what's on the horizon for kidney health and treatment. I mean, are there any exciting advancements we should know about?
There are some truly remarkable advancements happening in the field of kidney health.
Oh, good.
For people with kidney failure, dialysis has been a lifesaver,
Right.
providing a way to artificially filter the blood when the kidneys can no longer do their job.
So it's like an external machine that takes over the role of the kidneys. That's pretty amazing.
It is. And then we have kidney transplants,
Right.
which can dramatically improve quality of life for those with end-stage kidney disease. It's incredible how far we've come in being able to surgically replace a failing organ with a healthy one.
That's truly life-changing. And I've heard whispers about regenerative medicine and the possibility of actually regenerating damaged kidneys. Is that really a thing?
It is.
Whoa.
While still in the early stages,
Yeah.
scientists are exploring the potential of stem cells and tissue engineering to repair or even regrow damaged kidneys.
Wow.
Imagine a future where we could essentially reverse kidney disease.
Wow. That sounds like something straight out of a science fiction movie, but it's actually happening right now. Are there any new medications on the horizon that are showing promise for protecting kidney health?
There are a new class of drugs called SGLT2 inhibitors,
Okay.
initially developed for type 2 diabetes, have shown remarkable promise in protecting kidney health, especially for people with diabetic nephropathy.
Okay.
They work by blocking the reabsorption of glucose in the kidneys,
Right.
which helps lower blood sugar levels and reduce the strain on these organs.
So these medications can actually slow down or even prevent kidney damage in people with diabetes. That's fantastic news.
It is. And as research continues, we can expect even more innovative solutions and preventative strategies to emerge in the coming years.
Right.
It's a truly exciting time for this field.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling pretty optimistic after hearing about all these advancements. It's inspiring to see how far we've come in understanding and treating kidney disease, and it sounds like the future is bright.
It is. And it underscores the importance of continued research and investment in this area. There's still so much to learn, but the progress we've made is truly remarkable.
Well, that brings us to the end of part 1 of our deep dive into the incredible world of the human kidney. We've covered a lot of ground today, from the anatomy and function of these amazing organs to the various disorders that can affect them, and finally, the exciting advancements in kidney health and treatment.
It's been a fascinating journey so far, and we've only just begun to scratch the surface. In part 2, we'll delve deeper into some of the specific functions of the kidneys and explore how they maintain this delicate balance within our bodies.
Stay tuned for part 2, where we'll unravel the mysteries of those millions of tiny filtering plants and uncover the intricate mechanisms behind kidney function. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you're ready to, really zoom in now and explore the, intricate workings of those tiny filtering units we were talking about. The nephrons.
Yeah, these microscopic processing plants that are constantly working to keep us healthy.
Yeah. I'm ready to see what's happening at that level.
Well, each nephron has this incredible system for filtering blood and producing urine.
Right.
It starts with a structure called the glomerulus, which is basically a tiny ball of capillaries.
Oh, okay.
Those super thin blood vessels.
Right. So the blood flows into this glomerulus. What happens then?
As the blood passes through the glomerulus, it's like squeezing a sponge.
Okay.
The pressure forces some of the fluid or small molecules out of the blood and into a surrounding capsule.
Okay, so it's not like the whole blood cell's getting squeezed out, just the smaller components.
Exactly.
Okay.
This filtered fluid, called filtrate,
Filtrates.
then enters a long winding tubule. Imagine a tiny pipeline within the nephron.
So what's going on in this pipeline? Is it just like a straight shot to the bladder?
Not at all.
Okay.
This is where the real magic happens.
Yeah.
As the filtrate travels through the tubule,
Yeah.
the nephron carefully reabsorbs the substances the body needs to keep, like water, glucose, electrolytes,
Oh, wow.
and amino acids.
Wait, so it's not just about filtering out the bad stuff.
Right.
It's also about reclaiming the good stuff, like recycling at a microscopic level.
Precisely. And the nephron is incredibly efficient at sorting and recycling. And while it's reabsorbing these essential substances, it's also secreting additional waste products and excess substances from the blood into the tubule.
So it's like a two-way street.
Yeah.
Reclaiming what's needed and dumping what's not. That's pretty impressive.
And by the time the filtrate reaches the end of the tubule, it has been transformed into urine, a concentrated solution of waste products and excess water.
Okay, so this tiny nephron is essentially a miniature filtration and processing plant all in one. But I'm still, like, a bit fuzzy on how the kidneys regulate all those different substances we talked about earlier.
Right.
How do they know how much water to conserve or how much sodium to excrete?
That's where hormones and feedback mechanisms come into play.
Okay.
Think of it as a sophisticated communication system between the kidneys and the rest of the body.
All right, this is where it gets really interesting. I'm all ears.
Well, one of the key players in water balance is a hormone called antidiuretic hormone, or ADH.
ADH.
When your body senses dehydration, it releases ADH, which signals the kidneys to reabsorb more water, producing concentrated urine.
So ADH is like a message from the brain saying, like, hey, kidneys, hold on to that water. We need it.
Exactly.
Okay.
And when you're well hydrated, ADH levels drop, and the kidneys excrete more water,
Okay.
resulting in dilute urine.
So it's like they have their own internal control system, always working behind the scenes to maintain that perfect balance.
Wow. And it's not just water. There are other hormones involved in regulating electrolytes like sodium and potassium. For example, aldosterone,
Right.
a hormone produced by the adrenal glands, helps the kidneys reabsorb sodium,
Okay.
which is crucial for maintaining blood pressure.
So it's a complex hormonal dance with different players signaling the kidneys to fine-tune the balance of these vital substances. And the kidneys are constantly responding and adjusting.
Absolutely.
Wow.
These feedback mechanisms are incredibly sensitive,
Yeah.
constantly monitoring and adjusting to keep everything in equilibrium. It's what allows our bodies to function properly even when we push them to their limits.
It's mind-boggling when you think about how much is happening at the microscopic level, all to keep our bodies functioning smoothly. And it makes me appreciate even more how important it is to take care of these incredible organs.
Absolutely. By making healthy lifestyle choices,
Right.
we can support our kidneys and help them do their job effectively.
Yeah.
But as we know, sometimes things go wrong, and we need to understand those challenges as well.
Right. We can't ignore the fact that kidney problems are a real concern for many people. So in our next segment, we'll kind of shift gears and delve into the various disorders and diseases that can affect these vital organs.
Stay tuned, because we'll be discussing everything from chronic kidney disease to kidney stones and the latest treatments available.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We're back and ready to, kind of tackle the tougher side of kidney health.
Right.
We've seen how amazing these organs are. But as we know, things don't always go smoothly, right?
That's right. Kidney problems are unfortunately more common than many people realize.
Yeah. So let's start with one we've mentioned before, chronic kidney disease, or CKD.
Okay.
What's the deal with that one?
So CKD is a gradual decline in kidney function over time, often due to damage from things like diabetes or high blood pressure.
Right.
It's like those tiny filtering units we talked about, the nephrons, slowly start to wear out.
So even if someone's like really careful about their health,
Yeah.
other conditions can still impact their kidneys.
Absolutely. And as kidney function gets worse, waste products and fluids can build up in the body.
Oh.
This can lead to all sorts of problems: fatigue, swelling, even heart issues.
That's a scary thought.
Yeah.
What about acute kidney injury, or AKI? How is that different?
AKI is a sudden and dramatic loss of kidney function,
Wow.
usually triggered by something specific,
Okay.
like an infection, a severe injury,
Mm-hmm.
or even a bad reaction to certain medications.
So it's like the kidneys just suddenly stop working? That sounds terrifying.
It can be very serious, but the good news is that AKI is often reversible if it's caught and treated quickly. The key is to address the underlying cause and give the kidneys a chance to recover.
Okay, that's reassuring, at least in some cases. Now, what about kidney stones? We've all heard about those, and they don't sound fun.
No, they're definitely not.
No.
Kidney stones are these hard little deposits of minerals and salts that form inside the kidneys.
Mm-hmm.
And when they try to pass through the urinary tract, well, let's just say it can be excruciating.
Ouch. I can only imagine. What causes those to form in the first place?
It's often related to not drinking enough fluids.
Okay.
When you're dehydrated, those minerals in your urine get more concentrated and can start to crystallize.
Uh-huh.
Diet can also play a role.
Right.
Some people are prone to stones if they eat a lot of foods high in oxalate,
Okay.
like spinach, nuts, and chocolate.
Wait, spinach and chocolate. So, like, healthy eating isn't always a guarantee against kidney problems.
There's a balance to everything. And of
Yeah.
course, some people are just more genetically predisposed to certain kidney issues.
Right. Speaking of which, we talked about urinary tract infections or UTIs,
Mm-hmm.
but those usually stay in the bladder.
Right. Most of the time, yes.
Yeah.
But sometimes, if a UTI isn't treated properly, the bacteria can travel up to the kidneys and cause a serious infection called pyelonephritis.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So even something that seems like relatively minor, if ignored, can turn into a much bigger problem for the kidneys.
Exactly. And then there are the genetic conditions we touched on earlier.
Right.
Polycystic kidney disease, for example,
Yeah.
causes these fluid-filled cysts to grow in the kidneys, disrupting their function over time.
And let's not forget about diabetic nephropathy, which is a complication of diabetes.
Right.
That can lead to serious kidney damage.
High blood sugar can really wreak havoc on those tiny blood vessels in the kidneys.
Yeah, it's pretty clear that kidney problems are no joke, but thankfully there are treatments available, right?
Absolutely. For people with kidney failure, dialysis can be a lifesaver.
Okay.
It's a way to artificially filter the blood when the kidneys aren't up to the task.
So like an external machine that takes over the job of the kidneys.
Yeah. Exactly. There are two main types. Hemodialysis,
Okay.
where the blood is filtered outside the body using a machine.
Right.
And peritoneal dialysis, which uses a special fluid instilled into the abdomen to filter waste products.
Huh. And of course, there's kidney transplantation,
Right.
which can dramatically improve the lives of people with end-stage kidney disease. It's incredible that we can actually replace a failing organ like that.
It's truly remarkable.
Yeah.
And beyond these established treatments,
Okay.
there's a lot of exciting research happening in the field of regenerative medicine.
Oh, right?
Scientists are working on ways to repair or even regrow damaged kidneys using stem cells and other cutting-edge techniques.
So there's hope for like even more effective treatments in the future.
Yeah.
That's really encouraging.
Absolutely. And in the meantime, new medications are being developed all the time, like the SGLT2 inhibitors we talked about earlier, which can help slow the progression of kidney disease, particularly for people with diabetes.
Right. It sounds like the future of kidney health is looking brighter all the time.
It is, but remember, the best approach is always prevention.
Right.
Taking care of our overall health, making those smart lifestyle choices,
Right.
and staying informed about potential risks.
Right.
These are the most powerful tools we have.
That's a great point. We've learned so much today about the intricate workings of these vital organs, the challenges they face, and the incredible advancements in treatment and research.
Hopefully you're leaving this deep dive with a newfound appreciation for your kidneys and the motivation to give them the care they deserve.
I know I am. It's amazing to think about those millions of tiny filtering units working tirelessly inside each of us, keeping us healthy and balanced.
It really is.
So as we wrap up, think about this.
Okay.
What's one small change you can make today to show your kidneys some love? Whether it's drinking an extra glass of water, choosing a healthier snack,
Right.
or scheduling that checkup you've been putting off, every little bit counts. Well, thanks for joining us on this incredible deep dive. We hope you've learned something new and are feeling empowered to take charge of your kidney health.
Thanks for listening, everyone.